Anxiety is an emotion that can be described as a feeling of fear, dread, or uneasiness. It can be a normal response to stress, such as when faced with a difficult situation at work or before taking a test. However, extreme anxiety that occurs frequently over time could be a sign of an anxiety disorder. I definitely fit in the latter of that, and it really sucks. And I thought that I would take some time to do a type of video I haven't done in a while. There was a series I used to call Blank Speaks, and it's just me like sitting down, usually in a post commentary, and just talking about something going on in my life, or something that's like big that, you know, could affect like others around me, and, or just ranting. And today I want to talk about my anxiety. So the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I know a lot of you have noticed that I haven't really been posting a lot or even streaming consistently and things like that. And there's a multitude of reasons for that, but one of the big reasons that stands out is anxiety. Now, it's not exactly like with the streaming and everything, like I'm anxious to, you know, put on like a good show for everybody, all that like that. And I wouldn't say I really have like, you know, any sort of performance anxiety when it comes to performing like decent in like a game or whatever. Cause I'm just, you know, playing to play. I'm doing what I need to do. But it does kind of show up just a little bit. And it kind of does stop me from doing things that I normally am able to do consistently, or whatever used to do. And mind you, this is going to be kind of like an unedited post-com, so I may mess up some words, I might stutter, you know, there's not going to be too many cuts here. It's not going to be too much editing, besides maybe like a few things, but other than that, this is going to be raw and uncut. I mean, I promise I can talk. I'm a commentator. I promise I can talk. It's gonna be raw and uncut, just so you can hear from the real me, while you have this gameplay in the back of my team selling, and also me throwing the worst stun of all time. I don't know if I'm gonna have this completely on time. I don't know, but I'm just putting this together. So just this past weekend, and I'll throw the photos of it on the screen, me and the family went to a Carolina Panthers game. My mother won some tickets from some ticket lottery that she signed up for, and I thought it would be great because I haven't been to an NFL game since I was like pretty young, probably around like maybe like 14, 15, when I used to go to Titans games with my dad, who was still in Tennessee. Both my parents are still alive, you know, so before any of those questions arise in the comments, yeah, they're both still around. But anyway, I thought it would be a great time. You know, we was having a great time on the car ride there. Everything was hunky-dory. So when we got there, our seats were pretty high, because I mean, they were free tickets, of course, but they were pretty freaking high. The stairs were like really, really steep. And when I used to go to like the Titans games, and even some of like the Vanderbilt games back in the day when we used to go there, you know, we would usually be kind of high up, you know, especially if they got tickets for free or anything like that. It never used to be a problem. But once I got up there, turned around, sat down, and just looked at just the sheer just sea of people, and just like noticing that just how high I am, you know, looking behind me, and like not even having to turn around all the way, but I can see the tippy top of the stadium, and the stadium is pretty big. It's an NFL stadium, you know. I think at that time I just went into full-blown panic mode. I had to get up from my seat. I told everybody I was going to the bathroom, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows that that's code word for I'm having an anxiety attack and I need to get out of here. So I basically spent the rest of the game just walking around the insides of the stadium, which was pretty cool. I got maybe only like a couple of pictures of the inside. I wish I would have got some more because there was some really cool stuff in there. They had a nice picnic area. They had lots of food. They had an area where, you know, the little kids can play on like their little like inside like field. They had a bunch of stuff going on there, and I still was able to watch the game because they had a bunch of like screens and stuff like that littered around the stadium. So I didn't really miss a beat. It was a pretty decent game. I don't care about the Panthers or the Chiefs. I'm a Titans fan. I know we suck. I don't know how we beat the Texans either, but we did it. Anyway, so I was still able to watch the game, but I just wasn't able to enjoy the game. And then the thing that like kind of hurt me the most about it is that I wasn't able to enjoy the game with my family, because I love going out and doing stuff with the family. You know, I used to be a person that like was never really that big of a family guy. But then you know, as I've grown a little older, you know, and with certain things that have happened, especially in the last few years to me, you know, I realize I kind of do need my family. You know, there's no way I'm able to do all of life alone. It's part of the reason why, like, I probably would never move away from them. I don't live with them, but I would never move, like, you know, too far away from them. At least I wouldn't feel like I would want to, because they're very important to me and they keep me glued together. But the reason why I wanted to put this together is because of two things. One, I just kind of wanted to rant a little bit and lament on like how severe anxiety is just robbing me of my life. I used to be able to enjoy things like big football games, and, you know, I used to ride in planes a lot, you know, I used to do all of that. I used to be able to go over bridges without really thinking about it. And if I thought about it, I would always think the bridge was cool. You know, I used to be able to, at least when I was younger, at least with what people have told me, I used to be able to kind of talk to people a little better. You know, I used to be able to just do a lot of things that you would think like a normal human being would be able to do, but I'm just incapable of doing it right now. Now, of course, I know there's resources that can help, such as medications, which I'm going to try to explore some more options whenever I get my next doctor's appointment here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to discuss some options that I can take, because if you didn't know, it's going to be a little tougher because I also have to take a blood pressure medicine. And not so much because my blood pressure is high, but it's because I do have a history of atrial fibrillation, or AFib for short. And basically what that can cause is an irregular heartbeat. So most of what me and the cardiologist know is that it could be caused by obstructive sleep apnea. So I don't have a CPAP. I haven't been able to afford it. It's another thing that's kind of adding to the anxiety, just like, you know, money problems and stuff for a lot of things. Like my car is messed up again. So I currently don't have a car. There's just like a lot of things going on at the same time. But, you know, I haven't been able to get the CPAP. So I bought one of those Snore RX mouthpieces that you can sleep with and kind of move your jaw forward. I think it's been doing pretty good. I've been getting some decent sleep scores on my my Worldtory app and stuff like that. So, you know, I think that's been pretty good. I haven't had another episode of it because of sleep apnea. I did have a tiny episode of it after going to the skating rink. I believe it was last month. Yeah. Because I overexerted, you know, pushed myself too hard, because, you know, skating, that's a big workout. So I think it's because sleep apnea, and I just cannot like do too much. Like my heart rate can't go past a certain point. Which sucks because that stops a lot of things I wanted to do in the future. I wanted to try to get into pro wrestling school, believe it or not. I'm a fan of pro wrestling, and I always actually just wanted to get into it, you know, at least go through the training and see if I really wanted to do it. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, you know, unless I can fix this. Which I know there's options, like you can get an ablation, so they go in and either cold shock or like straight up electrical shock, like the tissue that would be causing the irregular heartbeat, and then, you know, it should be good, so I wouldn't even need like medication or anything like that before. It's not 100%, but it's about, I'd say about like 98% is what I've been kind of researching. Hopefully I'll never really need that, but if it comes to the point where like this becomes more of a common thing, then yeah, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do it. I just never been, you know, put to sleep and stuff like that, so, you know, that's kind of nerve-wracking. But yeah, it's kind of tough to find like an anxiety medication that I can take while doing that, because, you know, that stuff can mess with blood pressure. It can mess with the potency of the blood pressure medicine, because the blood pressure medicine also eases like the eases the blood vessels and all that stuff, so the heart doesn't have to pump as hard, so it actually does somewhat lower my heart rate. It can. It also helps with working out. Like I can still work out and stuff, like lift weights and all that, but I just can't go like ultra fucking crazy, you know. But yeah, it's been just kind of tough to figure out options. I do have a good support system though, you know, friends, family, all that, you know, they understand what's going on. My mom especially, she knew exactly what was happening at the game to me. Yeah, it's just, this thing has just been robbing me of my life. It's been making it to where like I barely can talk to girls. I've never been the greatest with talking to girls, but like it's like especially bad now. I kind of sometimes have difficulty making new friends, like especially offline. I definitely like, I sound like a person that's chronically online, but I'm not. You know, I'm absolutely not. The only time that I'm actually even on Twitter or anything is to tell people that I'm streaming, or maybe one or two tweets ranting about a game or something, right? Or some sort of game event. You know, I cleaned up my Twitter to the point where I'm not like, you know, just self-loathing all day and stuff like that. I used to do that, but I'm not doing that anymore. But like, you know, it makes me even nervous, even in the gaming space. It makes me even nervous to like, you know, pursue like certain opportunities and, you know, just do certain things. Now, mind you, my work schedule and stuff like that also kind of gets in the way of like me doing a bunch of stuff, because I definitely could be doing a lot more commentary than I usually do, but, you know, life gets in the way. But also, I think I would be nervous, like, depending on like, you know, the size of, you know, the whole deal. Like I've never done commentary at a offline major. I think that would definitely probably drive my anxiety like to the roof. I don't know. I would just have to get used to that. I feel like I can get used to that because that's something that I really enjoy doing, and it, like, you know, puts me in like a certain element that makes me, you know, just really happy. And yeah, I know there was a couple things I was talking about where, like, you know, I wanted to tell you how this is robbing my life, but I also wanted to tell y'all that you are not alone. If you suffer from any sort of anxiety disorder or ADHD, like I have ADHD, and anxiety can definitely be part of that. You know, if you suffer from any of that, you are not alone. You're one of your favorite commentators, you know, so charismatic and stuff on the mic, but I suffer from anxiety, like really bad. And, you know, I'm dealing with it one day at a time. I'm going to try to take charge. I'm going to try to do the things I need to do to, you know, finally get this managed. Because I think if I can take care of this, a lot of things would be taken care of. And I can live a better quality of life. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to this ramble. Let me know if you want to see any more videos like this. I would not mind doing like these post-com videos, just talking about whatever. If you want a little more insight on, like, you know, me, my life, or anything, you know, what I'm feeling about whatever. And yeah, it's been real. Thanks for watching. Peace.